you've got to try and get the horse and the rider sitting on the two horses.
Is that
Wait,
right?
I don't understand why it's hard.
I don't know either. Oh, but we can't cut it, right? Oh, we can't fold it, so we couldn't stand the two horses up
now
and
they're
fold
upside
it
down.
across. What if we stood them? I thought we could do this. I thought we could... No, we can't.
No, Toby said you can't fold it.
Wait, sitting on the horses.
Okay.
Show us. Ready?
What are you going to do? Oh, this is a lie.
This is hard but good.
Yeah, it is good. It is hard. I needed more time.
Hey, Chid.
Hey, James.
So,
Yeah.
when we met in 2015, you told me that you were giving 10% of what you earned to church.
Yeah.
And at the time I wasn't a Christian, and I thought that was perplexing. I was confused about it, and I'm wondering where that generosity came from.
Yeah, good question, James. So, growing up, I grew up in a Christian home, and my dad was really vocal ever since I started earning money on the fact that 10% of what you earn goes to God. Like, the first of what you earn goes to God. And so I suppose that was always like drilled into me growing up, that if I've earned an income, a wage, that actually some of that goes to God before I even think about what to do with the rest. So I guess it was interesting when you were saying, when we started dating, how it was really foreign, because for me it's always been all I've known. And I suppose for my dad, like, that was the principle, but he was really clear in highlighting that that principle is supposed to come from like a generous place and a generous heart. And so it's not only that he like really hammered into us like 10% goes to God, but he also really hammered in, well, to me in particular, maybe because of my temperament, but like, you need to also be generous with who you are. And I guess that he really got us to practice like with my brothers and sisters. So given your perspective that it was really weird for you to hear that I like gave or whatever, was generous with money, how has your perspective kind of shifted on that since when we first met to now?
Yeah, so when we first met, you're right, I did think that was weird, and I didn't understand where it came from. And then the more time that I spent with you and your family, and the more I realized that your family was joyful and loved everybody unconditionally, I thought, I want to be like that.
Sure.
I want to love unconditionally. I want to be generous. And I think I was inspired by you and by your family's generosity towards me, that I think my heart started to change, and I started to think it's a blessing to give and it's a privilege to give. And I think that's something that I learned from you and something that I learned from your family.
That's super interesting to hear that my family had an impact on your spirit of generosity. Was there something in particular, I wonder, that they did that made your perspective shift?
Yeah, I think in your family, everybody speaks openly about the gospel, and everybody prays before meals, and everyone prays when somebody's traveling, or when there's a problem, or when there's something to be thankful for. And I started to slowly realize that the generosity that your family has actually comes from somewhere.
Sure.
And their generosity is a result of the blessing that they believe they've received and the gift that God has given them.
Yeah.
And that was a real turning point for me. I thought your family were just good people and they were just generous because of luck or it was a fluke, but no, it was actually a practice that they engaged in daily, and it was generosity that flowed from God and flowed from their thankfulness for Jesus.
Yeah.